I'm Paul Charteris. I'm the race director for the Vibram Tarawera Ultramarathon. The run is a 60, 85 or 100k ultra distance event from Rotorua to Tarawera, which is in New Zealand's Bay of Plenty. This year we've been fortunate to attract some of the top ultra distance runners in the world. From New Zealand we've got Martin Lukes and Vajin Armstrong from Christchurch defending Kiwi honour. We've got two of the top Australians, Mick Donges and Eadie, Hiroki Ishikawa from Japan. Also with us is Anton Krupicka, who's a trail running superstar from Colorado, USA. The event came about 5 years ago when I was living in Northern California and I was racing trail ultramarathons in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and at the time I thought it would be kind of a crazy idea to start one of these huge ultramarathons in New Zealand, and in many ways it still is a crazy idea. I grew up in Kawerau and the Rotorua area, and I knew that all the trails between Rotorua and Kawerau would make a truly world-class running event. So 4 years ago I decided to put this run together, and I'm so proud of the event that it's grown into. As if the distance is not enough, over the 100k course there's a number of challenges. This year all the lake levels in the Rotorua area were high, so runners ran through a lot of water in Blue Lake and also Lake Okataina. And if that wasn't enough, near the end of the 100k course there's an infamous loop of despair where they have to grovel up a steep pumice track for the course of half a kilometre, and that comes at around about the 85k mark, so it's really not that welcome for the runners. Over the course of this event, the 300 or so runners will burn over 1 million calories, so we have to have a lot of food and drink out there to help support them. So we have 11 buffet aid stations throughout the course. We have everything out there from Hammer Nutrition, sports drink, gels. We have heather bars, we have lollies, chips, electrolytes, and over 300 bottles of Coca-Cola out there to keep the runners fueled and going all throughout the day and into the night. Last year Vibram, who are an Italian company that make five-finger shoes, came to the event to check it out, and they were quite impressed, and we're very lucky they've come on board as the major sponsor for 2012. They've brought with them a very classy international team of athletes, so we're delighted to have Vibram on board as the major sponsor. We're lucky to have Anton Krupicka here from Colorado, and he was slated to enter the 100-kilometre race, but unfortunately due to injury he ended up running the relay on the day and had a great time. Anton's role was to help raise the profile for the event and also to answer a number of questions from our first-time ultra-distance runners and to help other runners on the day and cheer everyone on.
My name is Anton Krupicka. I'm a trail mountain ultra runner from Colorado in the United States, and I've been running for 17 years and doing the long stuff in the mountains for the past 6 years. I guess probably what I'm most known for is winning the Leadville 100 twice, and was the USATF 50-mile trail national champion twice, and then most other races I've run, I've won and set a course record. I've been second a couple of times, but usually do pretty well, I guess. So many crossroads slow me down. They won't confuse me this time.
Hi, my name's Kerry Suter, 2 times winner of the Tarawera Ultramarathon. In 2012, I was contacted by Paul Charteris, the race director, to help him out as athlete liaison, and I help out the runners with information about the course and what it's like to run an ultra-distance marathon. The event itself is effectively a 4-day running festival. On the Thursday we kick off with an easy fun run, and it's a great time for the athletes to meet and greet, followed by a screening of a running documentary in the Redwoods itself. On Friday we have the event registration where the athletes come in and pick up their race packs, and we hold various discussions and seminars about ultra distance running and about the race itself. The way the Tarawera Ultramarathon is broken up into the different distances, it makes it a really accessible event for all runners. Not only do you have the 100k Ultra, the 85k and the 60k Ultra, you also have the option of a 4-person or 2-person relay, which means that if you can run your local 5k running race, you can come down and be part of a team and be part of the event. And it's just such a beautiful way for you to be in the forest and running in a really great race like this. As a runner, there's 2 ways to be part of the Tarawera Ultra. I always consider one group that's out there for a good time and one group that's out there for a fast time. Now the fast time guys and girls will be bashing each other to the finish line to get that quickest possible time, but I think the majority of the pack are just really ordinary runners and joggers that get out in the trails in the weekends and have a good time. And it's really great to have all of those people at the event.
G'day, I'm Matt Bixley, 39 years old, and I've been running ultras for 9 or so years now.
Hi, my name's Brendan Keenan. I'm 37 years old at the moment, and I've just moved to Rotorua. Absolutely loving it, a runner's dream.
So my name's Vajin Armstrong and I'm from Christchurch. I'm 31 years old and I've been running ultras seriously just for the last couple of years.
Hi, my name's David Eadie. I'm a 41-year-old ultramarathon runner from Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah, my name is Mick Donges from Australia.
I'm Marty Lukes. I'm a runner from Christchurch. I've been running for about 15 years now.
About 2-3 years ago, I started getting pretty serious about it when the possibility of representing New Zealand came up and just started working a whole lot harder. And since then, I've been off to the World Championships and Commonwealth Championships for 24 hours. And now come back to run 100k, and that's a whole lot harder. The intensity's a lot bigger, and we'll just see how things go.
I decided to come back and run Tarawera again because last year I had such a good experience here. It's a beautiful course and Paul Charteris does a great job of encouraging people to come out and run ultras. So it's a great event to support, and it's in a beautiful part of New Zealand. There's not many places where you can run around all these different lakes with all these beautiful single tracks linking them up. And especially this year, there was some real serious competition. And when you're keen on racing ultras, that's what you want. You want to race the best guys and see how you stack up.
I never used to be a runner. I got into it in my late 20s with my current wife, and hopefully my only wife, who introduced me to running. And she gave me a taste of mountain running, Avalanche Peak in the Southern Alps, and from there my running got off to a good start and has continued since. I came to running from a mountaineering background, and it gave me quite a few skills, I guess, at endurance running. And so from an early stage I was captured by the essence of ultra running, and in the late 1990s qualified with a sub 30 100k time in Blenheim to race for New Zealand 3 months later in 1999. And that was my first taste at ultra running.
My background was a track runner in the 90s and progressed to triathlon, Ironman triathlon in early 2000s before I stepped up in 2006 to 100k and further ultra running. It's just been a sort of natural transition after Ironman to go further, and I've always rated myself as a bit of a distance runner rather than a speed runner, so it's been a really good journey. It's I've got a lot out of it. It's really a test of truth, what you can produce, how hard you can push the body.
This is what we've been waiting for. 12 months of preparation. I don't know how many miles of training for you guys, but I'm just absolutely delighted to see such a massive field here. It's really been 5 years in the planning for a moment like this, for a field, for a crowd like you guys. This is going to be an amazing day, and you runners are going to make this a truly special day.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The race kicks off at dawn on Saturday, with most of the runners departing under headlamp for the first few Ks as they climb through the redwoods. It's a really amazing experience. You've got all this energy first thing in the morning. You've got 400 plus runners ready to go. You've got all of their support crews down. You've got little vans making coffee, last minute preparations. You've got the last discussion about the course, and so much nervous energy. Early on in the race, you've got the lead guys just settling into their rhythm, just jostling for position. Usually by this stage, a small pack is starting to form. The relay runners are probably down the road a little bit ahead, but you've got really the bulk of the course still fairly close together. About 10k in, we're round the back of the Blue Lake and you come to the first aid station, and it's always really well supported with heaps of people there cheering you on, and you wouldn't believe the things that are lined up and available for you there. The relay runners often will just blast past and crash on down the hill, but it's a great opportunity for most of the rest of the field to really get some early calories going. They're probably about 50 minutes to an hour into their run, and it's good to get a little bit of fuel going and start getting the fluids in. After the Blue Lake aid station, the runners will descend a brief flight of stairs, and then they'll be confronted with really their first obstacle. In 2012, the lake levels are really quite high, so runners are going to be in and out of water all day, and this represents a unique challenge. And one of the things that's unique about the race is that it does change from year to year. Into Akaraka Township and along to Lake Edge, we reach the second aid station. And this is about the 18k mark, and most of the runners are all still together at this stage. Runners then head along the western edge of Lake Okataina. This is quite a taxing part of the course with quite a few climbs in it. They'll finally descend steeply into the Okataina Lakes Car Park aid station. This is about 35k into the race, and you really should have your lead packs developed in the race now. The front runners should all still be together, but you'll start to get some big gaps back to the tail enders. At Okataina, most of the field is still together, and again, it's a really excellent opportunity for people to take on more fluids and get more gels and sugar into themselves. They're about to head into a fairly long stretch that is unassisted, so they will have no support from other people, and they're really going to need those calories. You head along the eastern edge of Lake Okataina. Again, runners are going to be in and out of water with the lake levels being quite high. Before you ascend briefly and then descend to Lake Tarawera. The section of trail along the edge of Lake Tarawera is like nowhere else on earth. You've got this beautiful backdrop with the Mount Tarawera in the background and the lake in the foreground. The Tarawera Falls themselves are really amazing. As a runner, you don't get to stop and look at them, but you certainly know they're there. They make a heap of sound as you're blasting through the trail. The Tarawera Falls car park is really the end of the 60k race, and some of the athletes will be finishing at this point. Their day's done, and quite a long day it's been. By about the 60k mark, the race is starting to break up a little bit. The lead runners are really starting to test one another and see who's got the wheels to push on. Also at the 60k mark, you start to get runners picking up their paces, and these are runners that are just there to support the runner themselves and help them get to the finish line. The pace themselves can't offer any aid, really just there for moral support and someone just to keep the runner going to the finish.
When we got to the Tarawera Falls, which is about 60 k's into the race, I was feeling really good. The legs were still feeling good. Everything was holding together nicely. I was picking up the paces, so I was feeling really confident that I could come through and maybe catch Mick. Or, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy as long as I can put 100% out there. If I leave everything on the track, you've got to be satisfied. You can't do any more than that.
Right, I mean, the main thing about running ultra-distance races is it's such a mental game. Normally, you know, even in a marathon or something, it's only 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that. But in these longer races, you know, once you get past 80, 90, 100K, it's all up in the head where the running goes on, and you have to just make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons and reasons that keep you motivated.
I think the last part of the race, when you're really tired, I think that's what your training is all preparing you for. So a lot of my training is about getting out and running when you're tired and fatigued, and pushing through the barrier and knowing that you're going to be okay.
When you're racing ultra distance, it's an entirely different experience than racing 5Ks or 10Ks. When you're racing an ultra, it's this accumulated fatigue that just starts building halfway through the race, and then as the race goes on, just everything becomes that much harder. So it requires real willpower in the last section just to keep yourself going.
It's not a matter of speeding up. I don't think anyone does in an ultra. It's a matter of who slows down the least.
Yeah, I feel pretty banged up really. I feel like I'm working hard, and I tend to, after races, if I've really raced hard, I just become a cripple really. I think I'm the laughing stock of the town.
So without further ado, I'd like to present Mick with the 2012 Vajin Tarawera Ultramarathon Winners Trophy.
Yeah, it was just awesome. I just had such a good time out there, and I was so excited about coming over, and it's just fantastic to be at the other end of the race.
With ultra running, I guess there's no time, there's a finish line, and you'll get there when you get there, and everyone's a champion in this sport, and it's as hard for me as it is for the bloke at the back or the girl at the back, because we've all got to go 100k and we've all got to suffer like everyone else.